Coming to you live from the MediaPlex in downtown Windsor, this is a presentation of St. Clair College Journalism.
Good evening, I'm Suraj Sasi, and you are watching MediaPlex News Now. This week, many will be shopping on Black Friday, but as Cassidy McNeil explains, some people in Windsor got an early start.
It's holiday shopping season, and local crafters and artists are urging shoppers to buy handmade and local. According to Statistics Canada, Canadians spent over $10 million in December at large retailers, and the number is growing yearly. Local shop owners are hoping to boost the local economy by encouraging shoppers to spend in their community. Anissa Noakes is the captain of the Rose City Etsy team and has organized a mistletoe market at Walkerville Brewery, where local crafters come together to sell their creation.
Well, it kind of challenged everybody in the last couple years if they can shop 100% locally. There's a lot of new businesses that have come about in the last 5 or 6 years that make it easier to shop local and support our own community. So I started putting on these shows for Etsy Canada last year, and it's bringing sort of the local community, local handmade community closer to people.
These holiday markets sell anything from knitted garments to coffee and even artwork. Tiffany Budway is one of the vendors from Windsor by Spotvin and sells locally made clothing.
So right here we have all locally made clothing, all designed in Windsor, made in Windsor. Everything here is representing the city, so we have like Rose City logo and different things, like we have the train from the waterfront and all that.
Take a look and see if you can put any local presents under your tree. I'm Cassidy McNeil reporting for the MediaPlex.
Now let's head outside where Lauren O'Brien is standing by with an early look at the weather. Lauren?
It feels like winter is a month early and it's very cold out here. Right now the temperature is 0, but with the wind chill it feels like -5. I'll be back a little bit later in the forecast with your free day forecast. Back to you, Suraj.
Mental health is one of the biggest challenges we face. We went out to the mall to see what some are doing about it. Christian Baudouin reports.
The Canadian Mental Health Association is coming to light the way at Devonshire Mall. The campaign focuses on aiding people dealing with mental health issues and addiction.
If you do have an individual that is struggling with mental illness or addictions, to please consider coming to the mall and making a donation.
Shoppers can donate $2 to place a star ornament with the name of a loved one on their display. The display also features local entertainment. The campaign runs until December 8th. For MediaPlex News, I'm Christian Baudouin.
Remembrance Day has passed, but as Jordan Ferris tells, there is more to it.
Tuesday, November 20th is National Transgender Day of Remembrance. The day is meant to memorialize those who have been murdered as a result of transphobia. As well, the day will draw attention to the continued violence endured by the transgender community. To commemorate the event and the day, Janice Carver, Executive Director of We Trans Support, spoke at the University of Windsor to students in the CAW Student Center. Carver says organizations such as We Trans Support have a very simple goal.
Social isolation to trans communities and bringing awareness to families on how to best support trans people in their lives. As well as becoming an advocacy organization that sets a standard not only in our country, but hopefully a standard of care for the world on how to support trans-identified people and their families.
Carver says without continued support, violence will continue to be a problem in the transgender community, as a 2015 survey found 47% of transgendered persons will be assaulted at some point in their life. With MediaPlex News Now, I'm Jordan Ferris.
A new season started for the Windsor Express, with the turnout being an overall success. Cody reports.
Full steam ahead. The Windsor Express opened their 2018-2019 season November 17th against the Sudbury Five. This was the first meeting of the two teams, as Sudbury is the newest expansion team for NBL Canada. Fans poured in the doors, topping over 1,400 people, and this is something that has the Express's ownership excited.
I think with this exciting team that we had, that we saw as a group, that level of enthusiasm is there right now. And so we're expected to see on Wednesday even more than that.
The opening day included a doubleheader with the Windsor's Lancers men basketball team and a halftime show performance featuring the Autumn Kings, followed by the Express players meeting with fans after the game.
I mean, you love playing in front of crowds. It's something that you dream about as a kid. And you know that you're playing for a prideful city. You know that you're playing for not just the name obviously on the back, as they say, but on the front. And so you want to put on the best show as possible. We want to continue to encourage everybody to come out and watch us play.
The Express looked to grab their first win of the season on November 21st against the St. John's Edge. For MediaPlex News Now, I'm Cody Wall.
The wife of former Windsor Mayor Eddie Francis has died after a 5-year cancer journey. In a Facebook post on Sunday, Francis called Michelle Prince our hero and said her friends and family have promised her that they would celebrate her life by remembering to live each and every day in the moment. Cancer is more than one disease, and this weekend, some of the region's best minds gathered to share their knowledge and advancement in cancer research. Mirwana Yanukovych reports.
The Windsor Cancer Research Group hosted its 4th biennial International Cancer Research Conference at Caesars Windsor on Saturday. The purpose of the conference was to share the findings on cancer research and to facilitate collaboration.
It's a great way for us to bring guests from outside the community to come into Windsor and learn about the types of research that we're doing here locally.
Researchers, scientists, students and healthcare professionals from Windsor, Essex, as well as neighboring communities of London and Michigan came together to share the latest research and discoveries.
I think one of the greatest things about a conference like this, it gives you brand new ideas and energy, and it helps to advance the things that are already going on, you know? And also by creating those collaborations, it allows us to take cancer research in Windsor and take it to the next level.
The conference also presented an opportunity for students to show their studies.
Noticed over the last 4 conferences is that we have had an increase in participants, and those are both the researchers, the clinicians, as well as the students coming down and sharing the research findings.
Veronica Dubois is one of students who received the award for the best poster according to the People's Choice.
I'm a student at Western University in London, Ontario, and I'm using CRISPR-Cas9 genome editing to add reporter genes to cells so that we can non-invasively track them over time in vivo and learn more about disease mechanisms such as cancer metastasis.
For MediaPlex News, I'm Mirjana Neković.
Animal rights activists took to the street on Alette Avenue last week. As Xander Kelly reports, their protest was focused on long-standing downtown business.
A group of vegan animal rights supporters gathered outside of Lazara's Fur & Co. on Alette Avenue last Wednesday. It was organized through the SAVE movement, an international network of more than 300 animal rights and vegan advocacy groups from North America and Europe. The group was gathered outside Lazara's Fur & Co. to protest their use of real fur products in their merchandise.
I became aware of how animals are treated and I had to stand up against it. So I ask everyone else to do the same. There's an injustice and we need help standing up against it.
The SAVE movement is involved with numerous regular protests, such as peaceful vigils for animals being driven into slaughterhouses.
Sheep do need to be sheared. However, if you shear a sheep in a kind way, it can take an hour to 2 hours. In the sheep shearing industry, they're paid by the sheep themselves, right? So they do it as fast as they can and quite roughly. They're hard on the animals. They're abusive towards the animals.
Lazara's Fur & Co. offers products made of, but not limited to, the fur of mink, beaver, raccoon, rabbit, lynx, fox, lamb, sable, and chinchilla. When asked, the company declined to comment on the protest. For MediaPlex News, I'm Xander Kelly.
Cody Rusan is standing by with Amanda Allen from Crime Stoppers, live in the studio. Cody.
Hi, I'm Cody Rusan, and I'm here with Amanda Allen of Crime Stoppers. How are you doing today?
I'm great, thanks.
Good. What crime are we going to be talking about this week? And just give us the details on it.
So unfortunately, in the early hours of Sunday morning,
A gentleman was staying at a local motel in the South Windsor area, and he heard a commotion outside and went out to confront or determine what the source of the noise was, yelled to some people to keep it down, and returned to his room, only to have 2 people break into the room short time later and steal some of his belongings.
Now, what should people do say they're stuck in that kind of situation? What should they do?
Well, unfortunately, in this day and age, we really have to think about personal safety first. So I encourage all of our viewers to make sure that you not only know the 911 system, but also know your local police number. Take a minute to Google that number, have that number saved in your phone, and call the police. Let the police handle any disturbances. We never know what people are, if they're under the influence of drugs or alcohol, or what state they're in at the time. So personal safety first.
And as for the suspects, is there any sort of description?
Well, the description is vague. 2 males, 5'4" to 5'9", black clothing. One had a black ski mask. The other one had a green ski mask. So really the clothing, the ski masks are kind of key in this one. A lot of people, I know it's wintertime, but we're not quite in ski mask season. So, and really if people are bragging about this crime, if sometimes people think it's funny or they've got video of the crime and are sharing it, we ask people to contact us.
And how can people contact you if they have info?
Well, if people are willing to be a witness, contact Windsor Police at 519-255-6700, extension 4830. That's the Major Crimes Branch. Or if you want to remain anonymous, call us at Crime Stoppers 24/7, 519-258-8477, or on the web at catchcrooks.com.
And just quickly, are people having any sort of influence on this?
Well, always when we have an appeal for information, we're always hopeful that somebody has that one piece of information. Sometimes people don't even know we're looking for that tip. So we're always hopeful that somebody has that one piece of information that'll crack a case for us.
All right. Thank you very much, Amanda.
Thank you.
Back to you, Suraj.
Santa has arrived in Windsor and he is ready to sit on his new throne at Devonshire Mall. Caitlin Kenny was there.
A large crowd gathered at the Devonshire Mall parking lot early Sunday morning for a chance to see and possibly visit Old St. Nick and Mrs. Claus as well.
We're very excited for Santa today. I love Santa. There's something new. It's like all sparkly and pretty.
It was anticipated that he would be arriving by helicopter, but due to weather conditions, he arrived in a fire truck instead. The Windsor Optimist Youth Band played before Santa's arrival and marched him into the mall. Firefighters were there as well in support of Sparky's Toy Drive to collect donations.
Sparky's Toy Drive relies on the generosity of our community, and as you can see, our community is very generous. We accept donations from today up until December 23rd.
Extra police were assigned to help secure the parking lot and made sure Santa arrived safely. They estimate around 250 to 300 people came out for the event. Karen Neforos, marketing director for Devonshire Mall, thinks this will be a busy season for the shopping center.
Oh, for sure. We've seen an increase in traffic. The stores have noticed it since the opening of the new food court. It's just been fantastic.
Devonshire Mall reps hope those who came to see Santa also poked into the shopping center to check out the multi-million-dollar renovations. From MediaPlex News, I'm Caitlin Kenny.
With the success of WIF, the film community in Windsor is thriving, and that is today's topic with 3 Minutes With.
Hi, I'm Lauren O'Brien, and today we're spending 3 minutes with Sebastian Gaspar Woods. Could you tell me about the short films that you're working on?
I'm currently producing 2 short films, Decrescendo, directed by Neil Quinn and Marcus Becerri, and Dreamer's Journey, being directed by Mitchell Branget. I'm also producing, writing, and directing a stop-motion animated short film that currently has a working title. So essentially, Decrescendo is the story of a struggling music producer who ends up losing his job. He wanders the street and starts to see potential in different street musicians. For that project, we ended up collaborating with a local Windsor band called the Dead River Kings, where they were able to make a song with Walter Riggy's music company, Riggy Media International. So it feels a little bit like a hybrid between a short film and a music video in terms of style and content, where one half is a build and setup, and then it kind of evolves into something that resembles a music video a little bit more once he starts imagining a possible future with some of these street musicians. And the stop motion animated short is one that's we're currently in pre-production with that one, starting to build the sets and plan everything out, but that one's a dark fantasy, which we're kind of starting with one scene, and then we're hoping to expand that early 2019.
Okay, and what is your role during the productions?
I'm producing the first two, and I am directing, writing, and producing the third one. So Decrescendo and Dreamer's Journey I'm producing, and the stop motion one I'm doing those three roles.
So how did you get interested in filmmaking?
The interest, I think, came at a very, very young age. I was always interested in storytelling, and essentially, I at one point wanted to be a novelist, though I developed a fascination with film probably in grade school, which was just, I think the realization that I wanted to get into film started in high school when watching a lot of like Clive Barker's work, and also work from like Jim Henson and things like that.
Could you tell me what the filmmaking community is like in Windsor?
I feel like we have a very strong group of dedicated people here. I find you have a lot of people who know each other and who are quick to be able to help each other out with things, and it's a growing community. There are a lot of people locally that are building something, and I think something very truly special. I think in a few years Windsor's going to be an amazing place to be for film with a lot of the resources that are coming in.
All right, this has been Free Minutes with Sebastian Gaspar Woods.
Human trafficking in Ontario is a growing concern. This week, an information workshop called Learn How to Protect Yourself from Human Trafficking was held at St. Clair College. Oliver Zhao has the details.
On Wednesday, November 14th, Staff Sergeant Bryce Scalo visited the college South Campus to present an information session about human trafficking. He discussed in detail how human trafficking works and how to guard against it happening.
The best way to protect themselves or loved ones from human trafficking is to take an active role in what your family and what your community is doing. And we encourage concerned citizens and family members to take a real proactive role in raising our youth.
I'm going to talk to SRC that we have an open house right now, like this Saturday. So I'm going to plan some seminar over there during open house because there will be parents here.
By reporting any suspicious activity that is a potential human trafficking case. For MediaPlex News, I'm Oliver Zhao.
Windsor Endowment for the Arts invited the public to the brand new AOHOH Studios at their annual general meeting. Cindy Zhang was on the scene.
The AGM was held on November 12th at 628 Monmouth Road. At the AGM, visitors toured the studios and listened to the sounds of a Steinway grand piano. The evening event featured a showcase of visual art, theater, music, and prose.
This event tonight is celebrating arts and culture in Windsor, Essex. It's celebrating We alumni.
I was the winner of the 2014 Elizabeth Havelock Award, and that award allowed me to create one of my many one-person performances.
They plan on having a fundraising gala in 2019. For MediaPlex, I'm Cindy Zhang.
The cold temperatures make homelessness a critical concern. Reporter Reem Kodmani spoke with people struggling on the streets as well as community shelter organizations.
If you have a roof over your head, you have hope.
People can be pushed into homelessness by different factors. Those include losing a job, mental illness, addiction, family violence or abuse, and extreme poverty.
I had nowhere to stay. It was cold last night, so hopefully I get into a place before winter comes.
The Welcome Center is a service that supports Windsor's homeless population. The Downtown Mission is another service that gives the homeless a place to go.
I definitely feel like it's increased. I think it's kind of just been steadily increasing.
To donate to either the Welcome Center or Downtown Mission, please visit their websites. I'm Rim Kudmani from MediaPlex News.
Sleep is something many of us do not feel we get enough of. Thomas Miko has some solutions.
Hi, I'm Thomas Miko and this is your Health Minute. When it comes to healthy lifestyle, people often talk about a well-balanced diet, drinking enough water, and regular exercise. But are you getting enough sleep? According to studies, young adults between the age of 18 to 25 needs a 7 to 10 hours sleep. An adult between the age of 26 to 64 needs a 7 to 9 hours sleep. If you are over the age of 65, you need 7 to 8 hours sleep. If you have sleeping problems, I got some tips for you. Number 1, establish a consistent sleep and wake schedule, even on the weekend. Create a relaxing bedtime routine before you go to sleep, such as hot bath and listening to music. Number 3, create a sleep-conductive bedroom that is dark, quiet, and comfortable. And number 4, regular exercise. Getting enough sleep has a lot of benefits, such as improved mood, lower stress level, improves athletic performance, and increase your ability to pay attention. Thank you for watching. I'm Thomas Miko, and you've been watching Health Minute.
Now let's go back outside where Lauren is standing by with a look at our forecast. Lauren, what's in the store for us this week?
Bundle up if you're going outside, because if the cold doesn't get you, the wind chill will. Let's take a look at our 3-day forecast. Wednesday, there is a chance of flurries with a high of 2. Thursday, we will enjoy some sun, but the high will be -3. Friday, finally it will start to warm up. It'll be sunny with a high of 5. That's it from me at the corner of Victoria and University. Back to you in the studio, Suraj.
Windsor is a caring community, and that fact is highlighted in this edition of 3 Minutes With.
Hello, I'm Trisha Kundu. Today I'm spending 3 minutes with Jessica Hudson. Jessica is a vulnerable sector coach with Windsor Essex Compassion Care Community. Hello, Jessica.
Hi.
So what is your role there?
So my role at the Windsor Essex Compassion Care Community is the vulnerable person sector coach. So what I do is I work with the most vulnerable people of our society in Windsor and help them build the connections within the community.
And what would you say is the purpose of your role?
The purpose of my role is to help those who have found themselves in circumstances that have left them vulnerable and isolated, and help them reconnect and make those connections, because everybody needs somebody. We all need those connections as humans, and people, when they find themselves isolated, feel like they've hit that wall. They no longer connect out in the community, and our role is to help work with them to make those goals better their quality of life.
Mm-hmm. And what impacts you or inspires you to perform your role at WEC?
What inspires me to do my job is just helping. At the end of the day, knowing that I'm helping the people that essentially can't help themselves anymore, or hit that brick wall and just don't know what our community has to offer, because Windsor is such a great place, and our community offers so much in the way of social connections. And at the end of the day, helping these people reconnect and make Windsor great again is what inspires me.
And how do you create awareness in Windsor about the programs or about your role at WEC?
So we create awareness. We do a lot of community outreach. We do a lot of partnerships within the community of the other programs that are helping the same populations. We are volunteer-based. So we have volunteers that are out connecting with people as well, and just spreading the word of what social connections can really do for people.
Mm-hmm. And are there any events or any annual functions that are being held to create this awareness?
We do. We hold ice cream socials and volunteer-based events to spread the awareness of what volunteer bases can do for the people of our community. We have a citizens table meeting once every 6 months for all of our community partners to come and see really the impact that we've made and where we're at with the program and how moving forward what we're doing.
And who are the community partners?
So we work hand in hand with a lot of the community partners, with CARP, the Downtown Mission, with with all of those types of organizations, the Windsor-Essex County Health Unit, with partnershiping with them, we can work together and really build what we do with people.
And what would you say is the community response?
The community response is great. The people that we have assisted have really given us positive feedback on what we're doing, and they've really shown us that, you know, just that little bit of backbone and having that cheerleader behind you can really better the quality of life for people.
Well, thank you for watching. I'm Trisha Kundu, and this is 3 Minutes with Jessica Hudson.
We are about halfway through November and are already preparing for the arrival of Christmas. Kristen Bodewan reports.
The season of giving is almost upon us, and Divine Mercy Food Bank is preparing for its annual Christmas program. Divine Mercy will open its doors to families in need during the holiday season, serving newborn children to teens with clothes and toys that have been donated for the event.
We see that our numbers rise, and some of our clientele who haven't been for a long time, we seem to see them more at Christmas time around the winter because of, let's say, the elements. They need warm outerwear, coats and hats and gloves and boots and anything that keeps them warm.
Yvette Droulard is the president of the Divine Mercy Food Bank Conference. She believes that the event, and what Divine Mercy does overall, is very beneficial to people who are struggling with the rise in costs for goods in Windsor.
There's a lot of people that are on disability income, they're on Ontario Works, they're on unemployment. That type of income does not go a long way when you're having to pay rent and utilities. So it's very important that a $40 or $50 box of goods, groceries, helps a family.
The Christmas program will begin on Friday, November 30th and run till Tuesday, December 18th. The doors will be open from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Divine Mercy will also be hosting their annual Easter program next year. From MediaPlex News, I'm Christian Bodwin.
We all love to talk about sports, and here is Cody Rusan live in studio with Sports Talk.
Hi there, I'm Cody Rusan, and here's some sports talk. Now, the Toronto Maple Leafs last night hosted the Columbus Blue Jackets at Scotiabank Arena, and they didn't look so good to start. They started out 0-2, but the Maple Leafs did find their way back off the back of a couple of very, very, very impressive saves. Off the back of Frederik Andersen, the Leafs were able to string together 4 unanswered goals to take it 4-2. Now, up next for the Leafs, they're going to be taking on the Carolina Hurricanes tomorrow night out of Carolina. And in other hockey news, the University of Windsor, they're back in town. They've been away for the past couple of weeks, a little bit of a road trip, both teams, men and women. The men, they're going to play the Guelph Griffins at 7:30 at the Capri Pizzeria Recreational Complex. And just prior to that game, the women will host the Brock Badgers, and that game happening at 4 p.m. with puck drop happening at the Capri Pizzeria Recreational Complex. Now, if you can't be there in person, you can't be there physically, you can catch the action at home on OUA.TV, where I will be providing the commentary, hopefully entertaining you at home. That's all the time that I've got here for Sports Talk. I'm going to send it back to you, Suraj. Thank you very much.
Thanks for tuning in. I'm Suraj Sasi, and you've been watching MediaPlex News Now.
MediaPlex News Now is a production of the St. Clair College Journalism Program.